I'll rise to speak briefly in this SI, and it's very much like Groundhog Day when it comes to non-Ireland legislation, albeit secondary legislation. In this case, Groundhog Day, because I'll set out, or can set out, the many reasons why it's imperative that the executive is reformed. The Minister will largely agree with that aim, but disagree as to the UK Government's role and leadership in achieving this thus far. I hope that the real depth of feeling exhibited in non-Ireland in recent days following Liam McKee's sad death and the Secretary of State's conversations in coming days with party leaders marks a real shift in the political situation. Because the fact is, we're in danger of slipping into a reality where functioning devolution in non-Ireland is no longer the norm. Although much of that fault ultimately falls on their own representatives, it's far beyond time that the UK Government begins a new round of inclusive talks in earnest, in order that they be the arbiter that is required to bring an end to this impasse. But again, I reiterate, if the Government cannot do this, then they should consider bringing in independent arbitration. Now, Madam Deputy Speaker, the murder of Liam McKee last week has demonstrated to all of us across these islands just how fragile and precious the peace process in Northern Ireland is, and always has been. But following the murder, the public and political reaction has been united in sending two very clear messages. Firstly, in condemnation of those who carried out the killing, and secondly, a determination that politics and nothing else must fill the dangerous political vacuum that has been allowed to develop. As I said, we will not be opposing this SI tonight, but I've got a few questions for the Minister to address in his summing up, if possible. On Monday, yes, I'll give you.
Going away, and I understand he doesn't want to oppose the motion, but could I ask him to stand in our shoes, and if this Parliament was talking about his part of the kingdom, his part of Scotland, he'd be opposing this motion tonight, wouldn't he?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank him for that question. I understand where it comes from. It's with great regret that we have to have this SI in front of us at all, and it's not comfortable for me to address situations in another part of the United Kingdom that should be devolved. It should be the elected representatives in Northern Ireland, but we are. I hate this phrase, but we are where we are, and we have to ensure that this is passed this evening. As I said, we won't be opposing it. On Monday, the leaders of the SDLP, the Ulster Unionist Party and the Alliance Party called on the Secretary of State to reconvene inclusive talks on power sharing this week. We in the SNP have been calling for these urgent talks at every turn, and the Secretary of State has said that restoring devolution is her top priority. Can the Minister therefore respond to both the public and political calls to convene talks urgently, proper talks, not just brief conversations between the Secretary of State and the party leaders? Why must there be such delay? Madam Deputy Speaker, I see no reason why these talks should be dragged out beyond local and European elections. The people of Northern Ireland deserved a functioning assembly 3 years ago. They deserve it now, not at some point in an arbitrary future date. Can he explain the justification for this? Is this extension a deliberate attempt to stall the reconvening of talks until September? And in previous debates, members from all parties have outlined concerns that the non-Irish civil service has been stretched to its limit. Can the Minister provide the House with an update of the administrative pressures being experienced by the NI civil service due to the absence of political direction? And why hasn't the British-Irish Intergovernmental Conference been meeting more regularly, given the vacuum in Northern Ireland? And what meetings are planned for the immediate future? In conclusion, Madam Deputy Speaker, the SNP wants to see Northern Ireland benefit from a fully functioning executive and assembly. This is in Northern Ireland, Scotland's, the UK's, and indeed the European interest. The continued absence of power sharing can no longer be tolerated. The people of Northern Ireland deserve better from all its elected representatives and its government.
Maria Caulfield.